Hi guys, Jason from JVA Carpi Adventures, and this week's vlog isn't going to be coming to you from the bank. I'm actually at home. Next week I'm off to Las Vegas with my girlfriend Emma, and I've decided I need a bit of a rest. It does take it out of you sometimes being on the bank all weekend and then going straight back into work. So this weekend I've decided to take a break and I'm going to bring you something a little bit different. So obviously I regularly do reviews on my channel, and I thought it might be a nice idea to give you a bit of an update on those products I review. Now I'm not going to cover every single one because I've done absolutely loads of reviews. If you're interested in that sort of thing, why not go check out my site and have a look. But I'm certainly going to cover a really good amount of them. So if you're interested in seeing how what my thoughts are on the products I've reviewed, stick with me guys and I'll go over them and let you know what's what. So I'm going to start with actually my most popular ever review, which has been on the New Direction ND2 bait boat. Now obviously that was entitled Good, the Bad, the Ugly, but it's a very good review guys. Now I'm going to let you know I'm still using the exact same boat from the review and I've not had any real issues with it. There's been a couple of times where I've gone over to France or whatever and it's had problem sinking and all that sort of stuff, but it's never been anything I've not been able to resolve or any hardware issues like that. And I can't really fault the boat, I've got to be honest, and I wouldn't want to. It's a damn good boat. Now I did have some criticism, but that wasn't towards the boat whatsoever. It's just towards the charging situation. So I rectified that myself. And the boat's gone from strength to strength. I mean, I've added loads of accessories to it, which has added to my enjoyment. The main ones probably being the kit from Stealth Cam UK. So it started with the Vortex bait spreader. Phenomenal bit of kit. I've got a review on it. Check that out if you want to, guys. And then you've got the Fusion, which is obviously the winch cam and the front cam. It is an absolute phenomenal bit of kit, but I'm going to cover that later on. But the other really big thing that I'm going to cover later as well is actually the doors and hopper doors, the top doors and all that stuff that I've got from bait boat mods. So I've added a few things to it, but I've not had to do anything to fix the bait boat at all. It's been totally reliable for me. So fantastic bit of kit. Now obviously they have changed hands and all, so there's a different company out there selling the same boat. Looks to be a good company from what I can see, guys. I can't give you my honest opinion. I've not had any kit off of them yet, not bought anything off of them yet, but I have seen loads of videos on social media how they're supporting people, letting them know how to use their kit and all that sort of thing, and I like to see that. You know, that's good support, I think. So who knows, maybe I might get in touch with NDS and see about maybe reviewing one of their new products or whatever. So what's the next product that I use absolutely every time? Well, it's got to be my Bivvy, doesn't it, guys? Now, obviously, my first ever review was on a Quest Tackle Defier Mark 1 one man, or Mark 2, sorry, one man Bivvy. Now, I did change it, I think it's about a year or so ago, or a bit longer than that, into the DPM model, but the Quest Defier Mark II and the newer Mark III Bivvies are fantastic, guys. I've bumped into so many guys on the bank that have watched one of my reviews on them, gone and bought them, and been absolutely chuffed with them, because obviously they're known as a value for money bivvy, but I tell you what, guys, they're just a good bivvy. Their all-round quality is fantastic. I've not had a single issue with mine. I didn't have a single issue with my last one. I like to use mine with the overwrap because it gives me a bit more extended room. Obviously, the newer version of their one man has a flat back. If you ever saw my first review, I said that was my only gripe. I wish it had a flat back. Well, the latest incarnation of it does. They've upgraded the poles, they've made it stronger, better, upgraded the ground sheet. I mean, they didn't need to, but they have. Now, since then, I've reviewed their Tenacious Brolly, which is like an absolutely massive brolly, guys. It's fantastic. I haven't used it loads and loads and loads because I'm generally using the Bivvy. I've used it out in France. I've used it out on day sessions. It's fantastic. It's one of those things, once you've got it in your van, it takes up absolutely no room whatsoever. And it's a great shelter. It's huge. It really is huge. You'll get two underneath that without any problems whatsoever. But back to the Bivvy. So there's nothing, my Bivvy, like I said, I've not had anything go faulty on it. No zip, no stitching, no anything. It's still fantastic for keeping out condensation. Obviously, you get the zipping ground sheet, you got the vapor shield, the standard, storm poles, all that sort of stuff, guys. I can't really say enough good stuff about it. It's what I use literally week in, week out. I have 1 week off where I see the girlfriend, but otherwise I'm in that bivvy every single week and it's fantastic. So I would expect I use it more than pretty much most other people. Not had a single problem with it. If I ever go to get another bivvy, I can tell you it will be the Defier Mark 1-man bivvy. Obviously now also they've got a 2-man version out. Now that I would like. I've got to be honest. It's just a bigger version of what I've got. They've made it even bigger, better, stronger, a little bit more head height. Accommodates 2 chairs. Absolutely easy. Fantastic bit of kit. I wouldn't mind doing a review on that, I've got to be honest. The only thing that's probably slowed me down, guys, from buying it, if I'm honest, because I've got a good 2-man bivvy that I bought for France a couple of years ago before they even brought out their 2-man, and that's still going strong. And I'm going to be covering that later in my reviews as well. But yeah, I mean, the Quest Defier, they've got rod pods, they've got a host of bivvies, guys. If you haven't checked them out, go and check them out. They're fantastic. I will be doing links for pretty much most of my kit that I'm going over in these reviews in the description, guys, so it does give you an opportunity to go and check them out. I may even do little subtitles along the bottom here just so it gives you their web address. So Quest Tackle, I love my bivvy, I really do, guys. I can't, and it's one of the other things I might mention it a couple of times, but I've got the DPM, which is 20,000 hydrostatic head coating, guys, or material I should say, but it's got some sort of coating on it. I'm telling you now, when it comes at the end of the weekend, it's got condensation all that over it. I'll get these little pink towels. I tend to give it a quick little wipe over in the morning before I pack down. Any sort of wind, breeze or anything, 10 minutes later, it's dry. It's phenomenal. It's really crazy good material, so really worth checking them out, guys. Next on my list is Alt Technologies, guys. So I first started dealing with Alt Technologies probably about 2.5, 3 years ago now, quite a good while ago. Well, it's when I got the bait boat. So when I bought the ND2, I bought it because I was going to France and I wanted one of the bigger, longer, extended life batteries, and they did a 14 milliamp hour battery. So got in touch with them for that. They didn't have any showing on their site, so I emailed them and said, look, any chance I could get one before I go on holiday? He replied straight away and said, look, I'll put one in stock now, add it to your cart and you'll have it. And I got it within days. Fantastic customer service from Alt Technologies. Now, since then, I actually went to the shop and collected it. Met the guy, really, absolutely lovely guy. It was a 1-man band back then. Now the company's grown so much, I think he employs either 2 or 3 people, and I consider him a friend. So I have a lot of faith in all stuff Alt Technologies. So when I came to do my how to build a Barrow project, I obviously went to Alt Technologies for a power source. And I've got a 24 volt 17 amp hour battery off of them, and it's fantastic. I have got a separate review for the batteries. I haven't sort of included it here, but I haven't had a single issue with my battery or any of my batteries actually. So I've got 2 of the ND2 bait boat batteries. Both of them I think are 14 milliamp hours. I've also now got, they do a battery holder or cover if you like, or case, which obviously makes it flame retardant, all that sort of stuff, so it's always good to store your batteries safely, guys. So I do use that. That's also available from Alt Technologies. And like I said, I've got the power bar battery, but I also killed one of my batteries on one of my other items, so I asked them to make me a bespoke battery and they did. So Alt Technologies, guys, for all your battery needs, are really worth checking out. Even if you want some bespoke batteries made or you don't see it on their website, it's definitely worth getting in touch with them just to see if they could provide you one, guys. Great service, great customer service, really good reliable kit. I've not had a single problem with all of them, and I'd have no problems recommended Alt Technologies to anyone, guys. So now we come to my 2-man bivvy. Sorry, I am trying to rattle these off. I have got quite a few here. Now I come to my current 2-man bivvy, which is a solar undercover 2-man bivvy. Now I bought this again for my first trip in France, really, and my main choices were buying it for was obviously the size, the headroom, the good ventilation, but also I knew there was an optional inner capsule. Sorry guys. So there was an inner capsule and it had a magnetic front door, and I found that well interesting. So I was like, right, let's get one of these. And I've used it every time I've gone to France so far, and probably about 4 times when I've gone mouse hole with Emma as well. Again, been faultless. It does take a while to put up. It's not one of those quick erect tents, which is why I am kind of thinking of the 2-man Defier from Quest Tackle. They go up much quicker. They also have the option of an inner capsule and all those things, but I don't want to go on about that. I want to talk about solar. So it's got some nice features on it. Obviously, the full mesh window at the back helps with ventilation, the height helps and all the rest of it. But it's also got another little hole coming through where you can have your power line coming through, and which I have used because when I'm going to France, it's generally for a week. I take a fridge and all that sort of thing if I've got electric hookup. So it's a really good bivvy. I store it in the shed when I'm not using it. It's not something that stays in the fishmobile. It's not very often it comes out, but it's a good bit of kit. Never had any problems with it whatsoever. So yeah, thumbs up for that one. Right, so my next one is going to be the Ridge Monkey throwing stick. And this was a bit of a surprise for me, guys. I bought it when it was on offer because I do think they're quite expensive. Obviously, they're made out of carbon fibre, so that's why. And I've tried other throwing sticks and I've kind of really struggled with them, sending boilies all over the place. But after literally one session of using that, I found I could get them exactly where I wanted, and the distance it can fling a boilie is ridiculous. I think I've got the 20mm version and it throws them for miles, guys. Seriously, it's really good bit of kit, really accurate. Doesn't tire you out too much because it's very lightweight. And I thoroughly give a thumbs up to the Ridge Monkey throwing sticks, really do. I know they're expensive, guys, but if you want to bait at distance and you don't want to spod, you want to get a good scattering, they are really, really good bits of kit. Now back to something I use every single week again when I'm on the bank, and that's my little Sun Blesser bivvy light. Now, it's only a bivvy light. I've got a Ridge Monkey bivvy light as well, which is also good, but the Sun Blesser one comes with a remote, so I tend to use the Sun Blesser one. I do keep the Ridge Monkey in the pack on my bag just as a backup if I ever run out of power or anything like that. But it lasts really long, guys. I mean, I haven't charged it a whole lot of times and I've never had it go down on me on the bank. Obviously, it's got the 3 colours, the red, green and white, 2 different brightnesses, the remote control. I use it with a magnetic strip on the front of my bivvy. Brilliant bit of kit, it really is. Has a little stand as well that you could use for doing your outside photography at night. Fantastic bit of kit that I have to recommend. I think I've also I can put a link in the description where you can get it off Amazon. Really good bit of kit, worth having, guys, if you don't have a good bivvy light. And my next is something I am really pleased I bought. They're probably one of the best bit of kit I've bought, and that's my Nash R3 alarms. They're not the Nash R3 Plus, they're not the Nash 4s, they're the earlier ones. I bought them on a deal, did a review on them, and they're bulletproof, guys. They're absolutely fantastic alarms. I know obviously, they're outdated now, discontinued and all that, but they're fantastic alarms. The main point is the batteries last absolutely ages on them. Really, really good batteries. I've never had any problem with waterproofing or anything like that. They've been 100% reliable, as has the receiver. So Nash R3 alarms, what a great bit of kit. Fantastic. I'm going to jump to something that hasn't been quite up to spec. And to be honest, it's not really the product's fault. So I like to have a mat underneath my sleeping bag. Just give me another layer of insulation as well as paddedness, really. So I bought one mat, can't remember the name of it, Trail, I think. So I bought a trail mat, it's one of those self-inflating camping mats. Tried that, didn't really last very long. Got slightly more expensive, thought I'd spend a bit more money, should be better. So bought the high control mat. Self-inflating mat, plus you can blow into it, and it's really quite thick. I think it's like about 9.5 centimeters thick with a bit of padding in there as well. So it's a really good mat, but I think after about 6 months of use it started deflating on me. Now, in fairness, it's not the mat's fault, guys, because yes, I have it on my bed chair, yes, I have my sleeping bag on top of it, but I have one of those bed chairs, so the ones that go on your chair. Basically, it has a back on it and it's metal, so those metal bars are literally constantly digging into that mattress. So, I've caused it to probably have small little tears in it, little punches. You can't physically see anything. It looks absolutely perfect, brand new. But if you let it self-inflate, it will go down. Now, I still use it because it's actually one that's got probably about a couple of inches worth of foam in there as well. So I still use it. And on occasion, I might blow into it, pump it up, but I know it's not going to last a whole night like it did when I bought it. So it's a great product, guys, but it's not lasted the length of time. It hasn't lasted a year. If we buy something and it's got a year's guarantee, it should last. I haven't returned it or anything because I know I've caused it, and it wouldn't be right. But I just thought I'd let you know, if you were thinking of doing the exact same thing that I am, if you don't have a bed chair that goes on it, absolutely, guys, you know what, buy it. It's fantastic. The comfort when it was working perfect is amazing. It makes a massive difference. I can recommend it thoroughly. But if you put a bed chair on it like I do, over time it's going to wear. You'll probably get 6 months out of it. So let's move on to a couple of other things. So I mentioned about my bait boat earlier, my ND2. Now, I did get a whole load of kit from Bait Boat Mods, and I've got to tell you, all of that kit is phenomenal. Now, the first thing I'll go on about are the hopper doors, and that's because the hopper doors on my old ND, or not my old, but my current ND, but my old hopper doors, they used to get stuck every so often, guys, and I had them on and off probably about 10 times, shaving a little bit here, shaving a little bit there, and very frustrating. The one time you want it to drop a full load out in the middle of the pond, and it doesn't. So changed the doors. Since then, I've probably used hemp and particle a lot more than ever, and found it perfect every single time. Nothing's getting stuck. They open and work 100%. Also in that kit, I got the 2 top doors, and where I go particularly at mouse holders, swans, there's bird life and all that, and these will protect your bird life, as well as if you're using solid PVA bags and it's raining, they're going to protect them. So they're really worthwhile. Now, the 2 thumb screws and all for the handle on the ND2 bait boat, the other ones were Allen keys. The thumb screws just make it so much easier. If you're going to get any accessories for your ND2 bait boat and you don't have the larger thumb screws, I would say get yourself the thumb screws. If you've got one of the older boats like I do, get yourself those hopper doors. They're amazing. But Bait Boat Mods, they've got loads of kit out now. Why not go and check them out? They're really decent. Really happy with their kit, guys. Can thoroughly recommend it. And bear in mind, guys, I've got 3D printing myself. I could have printed that stuff myself. It would have taken me a bit of time to get the sizes right and get it exactly right, but it still wouldn't have been the quality that they sent me. So no, very good stuff. Really pleased with that. I think I'm going to save the best for last probably, guys. So next one I'm going to go on to on my list are my reels. So it was a while ago now that I changed from my Shimano's up to... Actually, no, sorry. I changed the Shimano's and I went to Okuma T-Rexes, which are like a 7,000 size reel. And then from the 7,000 size reel, I moved up to Okuma Obsidians, which is a 1,200 size reel, just to give me a bit more of a big pit to try and help with distance. So I bought them, put new line on, all that sort of stuff, let it bed in for a bit, and then took them up the park. Straight away found I could hit 30 wraps on them. So they've been fantastic, reliable reel, but there is a but. One of the things, and this has happened to me on all reels, so these reels aren't any different, but it is one of the things they say it won't happen, so I'm going to bring it up. One of the things that does happen occasionally, not often, but occasionally, and I know it's probably my fault, guys, and I'm probably going to get a load of comments saying, yeah, you're letting the line go slack or whatever, and I'm sure that probably is it, but there will be an occasion where the line does get caught under the reel. So, just that little bit at the bottom of the reel where there's a gap all the way around the bottom, line will go in there sometimes. And it's meant to have some anti-whatever that prevents it from doing that, but it can still happen. I've had it happen a number of times, and, so much so I've had to just take the spool off, pull it all out, unravel it, straighten it, stretch my line and all the rest, and put the reel back on. It's not a problem. As a reel, they are fantastic. I absolutely love them. I think it was... I'm not sure who I saw was using them with. It was Ian Russell, maybe. that I saw using them, and he was talking about them, that made me decide to get them. But really good reel, very, very happy with them. Apart from that one little thing, I've not had a single problem. I remember when I first got them, I didn't think I was going to like the handles, but I love the handles now. Because you don't actually have a pin on the other side and you lower it, you just kind of give it, I've figured out 5 clockwise or anti-clockwise, either way, or whichever way unwinds them, 5 winds, and then I can just move it up towards the top of the spool. And that's it, into the rod bag. Really, really good bit of kit. Very happy with it. No need to change those reels whatsoever. They're fantastic. So one of my more recent purchases was, obviously I did the How to Build Your Own Power Barrow series, and the latest upgrade to that was Barrow Buddies swivel wheel kit. Now, if you haven't seen them, go and check out that review, guys. The Barrow Buddies swivel wheels have now been copied by, I've seen them on Solar's new Barrow, I've seen them on Cart Porter's new Barrow. But before all them guys, Barrow Buddies were the guys that did it, and the guy from Barrow Buddies used to work at Cart Porter. They are rock solid. They're absolutely amazing. The difference they make to getting your kit to your swim is phenomenal, guys. You've got added security, because obviously if you've got the old Barrows with either 2 wheels or no wheels, they have their problems either way round. You want to talk about it. If you're lifting up on one wheel, you got it top loaded, you can tip it over. If you got 3-wheel Barrow, which mine was, it was a tri-porter, whenever you get to a bend or anything, you kind of got to lift it and then turn it. The swivel wheels rotate in all direction. They also got locks on them, they've got brakes on them. I cannot say enough good things about the swivel wheel kit. Now obviously I've done a couple other little things from Barrow Buddy, guys. The eyes that you can screw onto your Barrow in that olive green, and gives you more places to hook stuff to. Really good. Cheap, but serve a purpose. The last thing I got was actually the water container holder, and that's fantastic as well, guys. I always used to just use a big water bucket, a 5 litre water bucket thing, the things you just buy the water in from Iceland or whatever. But since using that, I've bought myself an NGT container, water container, and that goes on that beautifully. And yeah, another really good bit of kit. So Barrow Buddies, why not check them out, guys? They're online. I'll put the address down here. Really good kit, really nice guy, Dean. And yeah, been happy, reviewing their stuff and using their stuff. And I will continue to. It's really good stuff. All right, guys. So last couple of items, actually. And they're both from Stealth Cam UK. Now, I've had quite a few things off them now, ranging, if I say probably the least expensive stuff, but again, great bit of kit, is their PVA dropper, and that's for drop-in solid PVA bag. Again, with this country and all the rain, it's a great bit of kit. I've used it loads, and really, really helpful, worthwhile investment. So my first introduction to Stealth Cam UK, guys, was with the Vortex. So that's their bait spreader off a remote, and that's an absolute game changer for getting a really good spreader bait where you don't want it just dropping from your hopper doors and being in a lump on the floor. You want it chucked out. Why not check out my review on that, guys, if you haven't? It's a really good bit of kit, and I can absolutely guarantee that it's helped me catch more fish, 100%. Just a good spreader bait. I think it gets them moving around a lot more, doesn't look as suspicious, and will help you get more fish on the bank. Now, since then, they've actually brought out a dual version as well. So I've actually got the slightly newer. I've still got the old power unit and the old cone, but they have brought out some newer versions, guys, that you can have a single or a dual Vortex with newer cones, all carbon fibre, I think it's called carbon fibre or carbon. Either way, they look absolutely lovely. And again, they work phenomenally. If you're going to France and you want to get your bait out and you want it to have a really nice spread, or you're going to lakes over here that warrant it. I don't go to that many lakes that warrant it that often, guys. I don't use it every single week because I'm not someone that baits a lot. It's not that don't want to use the products. The products are fantastic and the products help me catch more fish. I just, in general, I don't bait very much. A nice little amount bait spread widely, fantastic. But because most of my sites are close, I can do the same thing with a catapult. So I don't use it all the time. There are certain lakes I use it 100% on, and there's certain lakes I don't. That's the sort of product that it is, guys, but it's a fantastic product. Same for the next product from Stealth Cam UK, the Fusion Winch Cam, guys. Now, you should look at my review if you haven't done. It's got some amazing underwater footage of some fish at Farlow's Lake when me and Connor went the very first time to try use. Now, I'll be totally honest, guys, there's pros and cons for using a cam or for getting it. Not for using it. Anywhere you're going to use it, it's going to be absolutely the best thing since sliced bread. It will allow you to find the areas that your sonar may give you an indication or not give you an indication, but you put the camera down and you can physically see what's going on. Now, the best bit about it is literally from 2 foot from the deck, you're going to be able to see a 9 foot wide spread of the bottom. Now, the one thing caveat I will say, guys, is you need to be in a lake with clear water. So, you know, me going to Mousehole and trying to use it, I'm not going to see anything till I'm about that much off the deck, and seeing, you know, 5 inches of water on the bottom isn't really going to do me any good. You know, you need to be able to see a wide area. So as long as you're in gin clear water or clear water, particularly now we're going into, you know, autumn and winter when the clarity in the waters tend to improve, something like the Fusion Winch Cam is phenomenal, guys. I can't tell you how excited I get when I decide to use it. I've gone to other places and not seen fish, but it has helped me find spots and find spots within weed, and I've caught because of it. It's another one of those products that, no question about it, I'm really no expert on using it. I've just got lucky a few times. The guy that makes them, Steve, he's literally caught the biggest fish in numerous lakes every time he goes over to France because of how well he knows to use it, how well he uses the product. He's a good angler. It's probably my biggest game changer bit of kit for catching fish I have, guys. You know, I've got loads of good kit, but that for helping you find good spots and physically seeing fish, there isn't anything like it, guys. Mine's been 100% reliable. Fortunate enough now I've got a second screen so that I can try and film on one screen while I'm watching another screen. I've got 2 batteries now. It's fantastic. Really, really phenomenal bit of kit. It changes everything on the bank when you can get to a lake which has got clear water and you can use it. I've not been to a bank where you can use bait boats that has clear water where I've not used it, guys. It's an absolute must. If you've got those 3 things, you can use a bait boat. It's clear, or 2 things. You can use a bait boat. You've got clear water. You should have one of these. I'm not going to lie, they're not cheap, guys. You know, I did pay for mine. They're not cheap, but they are worth every penny. Absolutely. Right, guys, I've waffled on for absolutely ages. I didn't think this video was going to be that long, but I did want to give you some updates and just let you know, obviously when I get things, most of the reviews are done there and then as I've got it. But what's it like 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line? So I think it's worthwhile doing an update like this, guys, just to let you know. Yeah, a couple of things on a couple of the items, you know, might not be 100% what I thought on my first review, but that's the point of an update, I guess, guys. So, sorry it's been something totally different this week, but I did need a rest from being on the bank, and I thought this would be a good idea. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it the old thumbs up. Like I said, guys, I do reviews, I do vlogs, I also do bait moking and other stuff related to fishing. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, help me out immensely. If you've enjoyed this, give it the old thumbs up. And if you want to be notified of future posts, hit that bell icon. Only leaves me to say, stay safe, stay fishing. I'll see you in the next vlog.